So on Voters' Voice today, we feature traders in the Abura Market in the Cape Coast North constituency of the Central Region. Free SHS, school feeding, ability to pay back loans and COVID-19 support will be the deciding factor for them on December 7.
2020, you be sure, Nana.
My car right there. I am a Guvado, one to man, a Guvado, one to man, a Guvado, one to man, a Guvado, one to man. Adama, Mama, a Guvado, Adama, Massa, one to mind there. Nebber, I will go higher farming, Kuma. A Guvado, Nebber, I go higher farming, Kuma. Mama, one to Mamma Kamasam. Adama, Jerma to about 3 days. Ekufado ya na teribia adama moto abama ende ayimpa odo yimpa ehu yimpa mobwa ye ba be so 7 ya nke biabu Ekufado akumutai abatanu bi matabo gama katamra abatanu bi makata
nya confirm mo to from kina nya mo ayen discuss Ghana ska ya ina what bill show bia no kotokum aye kwa obako school free light ya de bosuba esia ne yakoi insu free bosuba esia ne yakoi na pay na pay ba de e pade ya nkoto topa de ma school for ina was what the net be ama o wan topa da mo wan topa
na wa ba say school yo
so asan dan
na wa ba say school wa ba say
ma mi te menyim de
wa ba say adan wo che ban wo school sa be krodo nka ala kono chefu akon na chi wo baja yin pa na yin mama wo baja wo la kana fo ma na na wo de yi nka ala kono fo ma na na ba fo ma ya wo sro
this year no yarishema ye begina free education no do se be ye pehyan mba hone ye ya ye pehyan nchimba no hone kan kwa on sada ye hwe za obi abaya wanye ne he momo sada ye hwe adwuma pa na wa aba na ye retua do no adwuma bia wo hyase wonwie mpa wo hwie bi ye nyina he enyu atu as Ghana fo no ye hu mpemprenso a we bedu adwuma o se he na akọ Ghana fo mama he enyu omfura o sada ye bo he na enyu a on sada ye dede because ye free da ye bakasa mom ye ndwe no mmofra no ho no daache mmofra no no ohia
Debi oh Jama Hama Debi Jama Hama Debi e wi asema ye we o no kura kan ya kuliti o ame man ko da nka mesi Ghana youth titiru mpo Abura Market ya no youth na nkasa o me antuma Bahama sirada app ya ngudo nanado batia de ye hu hye bibia no aye hu wa mamamu youth ni ya bla akwaji lo na de to na de ne wala hu achiro bobo ya ntade na wa me yanto malo no samle bi en fact no samle black ye bla e taba ko me aba ye blo on samle back on yes yo aba yes come back
I don't be general that to abide there. I mean, what the free education about on your no hope was also was a light free pipe free. Ni na yon na mo hyo. Hwe gwa ha mo nam. Ye tumi ye to aba papa. Hwe pe di junction. Nkrofo won bala wo prepra accident alo si ho. Wontum woni interchange o sa abazi ye wa abewiazi. Wotumi won be ye bi wo hoda. Igwe ha mo nam was there. Wo friend na one abazi one factory no one abazi. Ni nyinara ye hu ni bi wa ha o. Ni nyinara ye hu ni bi wa ha. Na so wara kaka. So ye hu ni de ye wada wala wa ye no gwa mani mu na su gwafo ye da wala ye humpo.
Well, you've got to love my people, and I love that accent any day, any time. Evans Mensah is head of our political desk. He's here in the studio with me. We'll have a quick chat on what you've just heard. Evans, it's good to have you. Yeah. So we're looking at Cape Coast North, the Cape Coast North constituency. Now, I want to find out from you, what do we know about this particular constituency? What trends are emerging?
It's a very interesting constituency. It's a constituency that was created for the very first time in 2012. So in real terms, this will be the third elections for this particular constituency. Okay. It has become Central region itself is a swing region. Within Central region, there are constituencies that again swing. So there's a swing region, and then within it there are swing constituencies. In other words, if you want to focus on Central region, good, but you have to now isolate, even within Central region, which of the constituencies should get more attention. Cape Coast North is one of those, because since it was created, it has become a swing constituency. Created in 2012, won by the NDC. You remember the former Deputy Attorney General, Abura Market, was the first to win it when it was carved out of the Cape Coast constituency. It became the Cape Coast North and Cape Coast South. And then in 2016, the MPP won it, as in the current Deputy Works and Housing Minister, Barbara, became the candidate for that constituency. So in 2 election cycles, they had changed from one party to the next. That makes it swing. But the history hasn't been long enough. We've had 2. But tells you that this year's going to be interesting. Would they retain the MPP candidate, as in Barbara, or will they go back to the NDC? Now, I remember in 2016... And
help us with a little bit of context. Who is contesting Barbara in this constituency?
So they recently held a primary and elected a different person to run against him. Against her. The thing about the 2016 was that Abura Market didn't contest Barbara.
Okay, so you can't say for sure.
Yeah, you can't say for sure how this is going to pan out.
Yeah.
I mean, the primaries ended for both. I mean, Barbara held her own against whoever was. I remember in 2016 holding the ballot box. And again, this is a constituency that hosts the university, the Cape Coast University. And so it is a pretty cosmopolitan area, has very interesting population of market women. This is where the focus is. And Barbara was part of the individuals who were part of the ballot box that day. And when we finished the conversation, I remember very clearly, people felt, well, she wasn't articulate enough, but she still won. Which
was Barbara.
Yeah, which was Barbara. But she still won the elections quite handsomely. And so she is formidable. You might take her for granted when you look at her as in a political force. But in that constituency, because of how dynamic the constituency is, they look beyond the form and consider a bit more of the substance. And that is why it's going to be interesting.
How much credit will you give the party, for example, for her win?
I mean, of course, what tends to happen in years when you have a tsunami, like in 2016, is that you can have a pretty weak candidate, but will be helped by the tsunami. Okay, so 2000 was one of those years where we had the tsunami. And so you could probably have a lot of weak candidates who will be swept along because there's a wave of change happening. Same happened in 2016. So the question becomes in 2020, if there's no tsunami, because tsunamis really affect incumbents. So now we're going to judge Barbara's strength properly, because now it's going to be a bit close. And that is why Cape Coast North is important. And if coming back to the voices we heard, it is pretty diverse, right? There are those who say they'll vote for John Mahama. We'll vote for Nanado. And you hear the women's side, free SHS. In that constituency, education is important, because there's Cape Coast University. There are a few more other universities within Cape Coast North. And so for them, they've seen free SHS, they've seen their children go to a lot of these senior high schools, very good ones, in there. And so that is important to the people there. But I've had the market women who say, we're also looking at our livelihoods, in making the decision.
They're looking at free water supply, and they actually say, look, we're in the 6th month of a free electricity supply. So those are key factors for them as well. Yeah, absolutely. And so I definitely expect this to be a keenly contested place. If I had any place in Central Region, I want to be on election day, to be this constituency. It will be this constituency. Well, I would love to be there as well. We'll see how it goes. Evans, thank you. Evans Mensah is head of our political desk, helping us to understand, the dynamics of the Cape Coast North constituency.